antagonists, Willie Mullins and Gordon Elliott, but Gordon Elliott now without two of his original team. 3 for Elliott, 2 for Mullins. Renetti, the horse and shot we were just looking at there, is a very tricky customer, and there's no guarantee that he's going to jump off here. He's 5-2 second favourite behind the Plotting Shed, who's favourite now for Gordon Elliott, and Davy Russell at 2-1. Tombstone, the Cheltenham disappointment at 3. 7 for Whiteout, who's a Grade 1 winner over hurdles, lest we forget. And Lieutenant Colonel, the outsider, at 9-1. Big question mark over him after being pulled up the last 2 times we saw him over fences prior to Christmas. So a tricky race to get a handle on, and these are key moments as we find out very shortly whether Renetti is going to fancy it today and jump off with the others. Very talented performer, made up a huge amount of ground late on to finish 8th behind his stablemate Arctic Fire in the county hurdle at Cheltenham. Ruby Walsh was on board that day as well. And just the 4 runners now to keep him company down at the start. So certainly a more open contest, I think, with Sutton Place out of it. He would have been very hard to beat. Let's see how things pan out with Des.
Off and running then in the Keelings Irish Strawberry Hurdle, and the Plotting Shed is the first to show in front. Whiteout is second. Couple of lengths then to Lieutenant Colonel in third. Tombstone settles in fourth, and a couple of lengths to Renetti, who's the back marker of the quintet, taking them across now towards the second flight. And it's the Plotting Shed, Davy Russell in front, Whiteout, Paul Townend. And there outside is Lieutenant Colonel and Jack Kennedy. They're followed by Tombstone, Brian Cooper, and Renetti and Ruby Walsh, the back marker of the 5. Beginning to make the run to take them for the approach to the straight, where they'll face up to flights 3 and 4. The Plotting Shed bowling along in the lead to Whiteout in second. Lieutenant Colonel is third, followed by Tombstone, and a few lengths to Renetti, who is the back marker of the quintet. But now round the bend and swing into the straight, 2 flights to bring them towards the stands, and the Plotting Shed is the leader. Whiteout is second. Lieutenant Colonel on the near side, a couple of lengths in front of Tombstone in fourth, who in turn is about 3-4 in front of the back marker Renetti. Over number 3 and on now to number 4, which will be the final flight next time in the Keelings Irish Strawberry Hurdle. Bowling along in the lead, the Plotting Shed. Whiteout second, Lieutenant Colonel, Tombstone, followed by Renetti. So over the flight now to take them up to past the judge. The Plotting Shed from Whiteout second, Lieutenant Colonel on the near side. They're followed by Tombstone, and the back marker is Renetti. So 3 Gordon Elliott runners and 2 Willie Mullins make their way into the bend now to head away from the stands up towards the next flight. They've got just about 1.5 miles to go, and the Plotting Shed leads from Whiteout on the inside of Lieutenant Colonel, followed by Tombstone, and Renetti just the back marker of the 5. Flight away from the stands, the Plotting Shed leads from Whiteout. Lieutenant Colonel is third, and they're followed by Tombstone and Renetti as they continue the climb up now towards the next flight. The Plotting Shed the leader, Whiteout second, Lieutenant Colonel, Tombstone and Renetti on the outside as they jump that flight and make their way right up now towards the top of the track. And the Plotting Shed leads from Whiteout. Lieutenant Colonel, Renetti has improved on the outside and just relegates Tombstone now to be the back mark of the 5. Tightly grouped as they reach the top of the hill, and then they'll have a good downhill run to the next flight. And the Plotting Shed leads Whiteout, Lieutenant Colonel, Renetti and Tombstone, making the descent now towards the next flight, which will be 1 mile from the finish. In the lead, the Plotting Shed, followed by Whiteout. In third place is Lieutenant Colonel with Renetti. Right up on the outside, followed by Tombstone as they approach this flight 1 mile from home. The Plotting Shed, Whiteout, Lieutenant Colonel, Renetti on the outside, and just behind the quartet is Tombstone. The Plotting Shed lands in front. Whiteout, Renetti on the outside of Lieutenant Colonel, and Tombstone, although the back mark of the 5, they're still covered by a few lengths, 7 furlongs to go, and beginning the run to 4 from home. The Plotting Shed leads from Lieutenant Colonel, Renetti on the outside. They're being followed by Whiteout and Tombstone as they make their way across with 4 left to jump. The Plotting Shed now from Renetti on the outside. Lieutenant Colonel is in third place. Whiteout is 4, and then Tombstone. As they make their way on now, Renetti has quickly gone to the front, easily opening up a few lengths now and striding on from the plodding shed. Then comes Lieutenant Colonel. Tombstone is making ground on their outside, and Whiteout is now the back mark of the 5 with 3 left to jump. Renetti is in the lead from the plodding shed. Tombstone is next. And then comes Lieutenant Colonel and Whiteout as they begin to make the run for the home turn. Renetti in the lead from the plodding shed. Tombstone making ground on the outside. These have gone on from Whiteout. Lieutenant Colonel running the home turn and heading for the second last. Renetti travelling well in the lead. Turns in a couple of lengths in front of the plodding shed. Tombstone has now been ridden to try and close. A break then to Whiteout in 4th. Now they race towards the second last. Renetti in the lead from the plodding shed, who's trying to make ground under pressure on the near side. Renetti over in front. The plodding shed is second and Tombstone is third. They're on the run to the final flight. It's Renetti in front. The plodding shed is still trying to find a bit for pressure in second. Tombstone is third, and then Whiteout. The final flight now in the Keelings Irish Strawberry Hurdle, and Renetti flies the last and is out in front as they race up towards the finish. It is Renetti and Ruby Walsh way out in front. Will score for Willie Mullins and Susanna Ritchie. Second home is the plodding shed. Tombstone is third, Whiteout 4, and Lieutenant Colonel.
Willie Mullins strikes again, and this time it's Renetti who has gained the day here for the champion trainer. He jumped away fine with the others today, came in on the outside of the field and really had them all behind the 8 ball coming around that final bend. You can just get a hint in the closing stages there of what a tricky character he is, as he carried his head at a really awkward angle, but he put the race to bed at that stage. And after things went awry with York Hill yesterday, another rather enigmatic character has chipped in very nicely to the Mullins seasonal prize fund here, winning the €41,300 first prize. Gordon Elliott with second and third, and indeed 5th place. Picks up 23 odd himself, but Willie Mullins with the 4th as well, Whiteout. But Renetti taking full advantage of the absence of the original favourite Sutton Place. Runs out an authoritative winner and a pre-Irish national boost here for Willie Mullins. 2 winners already on the card and a second as well. Things very much going his way today. 5-2 second favourite the winner, 2-1 favourite the plodding shed in second.
Yeah, very much in the giving vein today was Renetti, who's a good winner. Runners are making their way down to the start of Fakenham. We'll be off there next. Photo call ahead of the Irish Grand National at Fairyhouse, where all the jockeys are on parade. Non-runners here: 9 Tell Us More, 15 Bay des Îles and 20 Double 7. Tell Us More, one of the Jigginstown battalion, was scheduled to wear a pink cap, but as a result maybe of that, but maybe just because of caps not being available, we've got some changes to the caps, which will be music to the commentators' ears, I'm sure. Just to confirm, number 1 Lord Scoundrel now wears a blue cap. Number 3 Clarkham now wears a white cap. They've effectively swapped round for some reason. And number 10 Alpha Des Obo wears the pink cap. No idea why, but that's what I've been told. Our Duke, 11-2, is the market leader for Jesse Harrington. Just the one entry for Jesse. 6-1 Haymount next in for Willie Mullins, Ruby Walsh. 10-1 then Fletcher's Flyer, Harry Fry, the British raider, Noel Feely on board. Bless the Wings next in, Gordon Elliott, Jack Kennedy, still not got to a Jigginstown horse. 12-1 then Oscar Knight, one of the JP McManus runners, several of those in there as well, the 8-year-old. Then we come to Noble Endeavour, another Gordon Elliott, Davy Russell on board that one, but again not a jiggy horse. Fox Rocks 14-1, Abolitionist also on 14-1. And bigger prices bar those. So not a given, despite the huge number of runners in those maroon colours, that they're going to win the thing. Let's get back to Gary on course.
Thanks, Boyce. And just on those caps again, just to confirm, it's blue cap for Lord Scoundrel, white for Clarkham, and it's the pink cap on number 13, Thunder and Roses. Alpha Des Obo is in the original colours, the red and yellow hooped cap. We did hear initially that he was going to be wearing the pink cap, David Mullins, but Alfred Zabot, as per your race card, obviously you haven't got a race card at home, a morning paper, he's in the yellow and red hoop cap, and Thunder and Roses number 13, a pink cap now instead of a green cap on board that one. So the runner's just milling around at the start. Our Duke was a standout in the parade and went down and had a good look at him. He looked absolutely magnificent. Jessica Harrington, star novice, and I'm sure he's going to give a real good account of himself here, whatever happens. Slash's winner, Rogue Angel, who of course turns out quickly here after running in the Grand National at Aintree, just parted company with Barry John Foley down at the start there, and the girths just being tightened on Mouse Morris's charge. And the start just past the stands here for the 3 miles and 5 furlongs. Rogue Angel has his rider back aboard, and we're at post time, so it shouldn't be too much longer in theory. Rode Frank it is, who'll be in the green cap. Thunder and Roses was originally down for a green cap with orange stars, which obviously would have been very hard to differentiate, so you can see what they've done away with the latter. So green cap for Rode Frank and the pink cap for Thunder and Roses, another one who went to Aintree and was taken out of the race quite early. Huge race in prospect here, a pivotal moment in the Trainers' Championship battle. It's the €500,000 Ball Sports Irish National. Over to Des.
And on the inside, Stellar Notion is the first to show in front with Noble Endeavour. Bonnie Kate is close up. Just behind them is Lord Scoundrel, and just tracking Lord Scoundrel is Roy de Frank. And Fox Rock is close on the inside as they all safely clear the first, and on now towards the second. It's Stellar Notion who's in the lead for Andrew Lynch, being followed in second place Clarkham in between horses, and towards the inside, taking them right up the far side, closing on the leaders towards the inner is Rogue Angel, and right with them on the outside then comes the Dig Out as they make their way on up now towards the next fence, towards the top of the hill. And as they clear that one, again all seem to be safely over, with Stellar Notion showing in the lead, taking them up towards the top of the hill, being followed in second place by Rogue Angel. A break of a few lengths then to, on the inside, Noble Endeavour, and safely over that, improving on the outside, a place or two, Thunder and Roses, and also Fletcher's Flyer is prominent as they race down now on the far side. It's Rogue Angel who's come through now to join Stellar Notion, a couple of lengths then to Fletcher's Flyer, and Our Duke is right with them on the outside as they begin to make the run towards the next now. And it is in the lead, safely over, Rogue Angel landing in the lead, being followed in second place by Stellar Notion. Then comes Fletcher's Flyer with Our Duke just towards their outside. They're followed by Wounded Warrior, and then comes Clarkham and Noble Endeavour as they continue now to make the turn. Bonnie Kate is racing next towards them on the far side. So beginning now to approach this fence, in the lead is Rogue Angel safely over, Stellar Notion, Fletcher's Flyer and Our Duke as they continue with Wounded Warrior. Just behind them, also prominent on the outside, is Thunder and Roses. Noble Endeavour is just behind the leaders, and they're being followed by, just in behind them, the Dig Out as they approach this one. Rogue Angel leads by about 3 lengths to Stellar Notion in second, and a faller there. That one was Manila For You, and Arbor de Vie was brought down, and Tiger Roll also got back towards the back of the field as they race on down with Alpha Desabot slightly hampered at that one. So they're coming out of the fence before they turn into the straight, and it's Rogue Angel continuing in front. Stellar Notion is second and Fletcher's Flyer is over in third. Our Duke is next, and they're followed by Thunder and Roses. Tracking Thunder and Roses, Wounded Warrior towards the inside. Noble Endeavour is just behind them, and these are being followed as they approach the turn into the straight by the Dig Out who's close up, and then beside the Dig Out is General Principle. After them is Fox Rock and Bonnie Kate. So they're on the run now to take them to the middle fence in the straight. And Rogue Angel going along in the lead, merrily a couple of lengths in front of Stellar Notion in second. In third is the English challenger Fletcher's Flyer. Our Duke is in a prominent position in fourth place, and they're being followed by Thunder and Rose's Wounded Warrior, Noble Endeavour, and then towards the outside making a few places comes Measure of My Dreams as they jump the fence. That'll be the last next time in the Wild Sports National, and the leader is Rogue Angel, taking them past the stands for Very John Foley. In second place, Stellar Notion and Andrew Lynch, Fletcher's Flyer and Noel Feely. Then comes Our Duke and Robbie Power, Thunder and Roses and Wounded Warrior, Noble Endeavour, Measure of My Dreams and General Principle, Bonnie Kate and Fox Rock, and they're followed into the turn by Shut the Front Door as they swing now and make the run to take them away from the stands and head now towards the next fence and approach it now away from the stands. Rogue Angel in front, Stellar Notion is second, Fletcher's Flyer is third. Couple of lengths to Our Duke, who's over in fourth. Thunder and Roses and Noble Endeavour come next, and they're being closely followed towards the inside by Wounded Warrior, Bonnie Kate and Fox Rock, Measure of My Dreams, and then Bless the Wings. Haymount is towards the inside of Abolitionist, and then General Principle, which Shut the Front Door, and just after them then comes Lord Scoundrel as they race now to the next fence before they'll head up towards Ballyhack. And Fletcher's Flyer moves now to join Stellar Notion with Our Duke. Rogue Angel has dropped back to fourth, and they're a long way clear of Noble Endeavour as they race now towards the top of the hill. And Fletcher's Flyer on the inside just picks it up now from Stellar Notion as they race now to the top of the hill. They're closely followed 2 lengths back. Our Duke is third. Rogue Angel has dropped 5-6 lengths off them into fourth. Noble Endeavour is next. Thunder and Roses followed by Bless the Wings. Then Measure of My Dreams and General Principle, which Shut the Front Door next ahead of Lord Scoundrel, Fox Rock and Bonnie Kate. Racing now to the next, Fletcher's Flyer on the inside of Stellar Notion and Our Duke right up on the outside. These three now are a long way clear of Rogue Angel and Noble Endeavour as they go now to approach the next fence. And Fletcher's Flyer, Stellar Notion and Our Duke, and these three are a long way clear. Bless the Wings has moved into fourth. General Principle is next. Lost Oscar Knight there. Now these three who have been way out in front of the rest now for the last mile or so. Fletcher's Flower, Stellar Notion, and Our Duke is just a length off them in third, and these three are clear of Bless the Wings, General Principle, and Noble Endeavour is just in behind them. Measure of My Dreams is next, and they're being followed as they race across to the far side by Shut the Front Door, is trying to make a bit of ground. Also Lord Scoundrel trying to improve, but Fletcher's Flower, Stellar Notion and Our Duke on the outside, racing now towards the next. They're on the run now towards the fence before the turn in, where they'll have 4 left to jump. And Our Duke and Robbie Power race up to join Stellar Notion. Fletcher's Flyer is third, Bless the Wings. Abolitionist beginning to make ground. Then Thunder and Roses, and just after them is Measure of My Dreams, who's towards the outside. Lord Scoundrel is trying to improve. General Principle is there. Haymount is making a bit of headway, and then comes Tiger Roll as they race now to begin the run for the home turn. And Our Duke, the novice, has gone to the front, kicked on now by 3 to 4 lengths, is being chased in second place now by Abolitionist as they begin now to make the run to take them for the home straight. Our Duke and Robbie Power. Abolitionist is chasing him down in second for Rachel Blackmore. Bless the Wings is in third. Haymount and General Principle, they're coming to the second last. Our Duke is the leader. Abolitionist is second. Bless the Wings is a close third. In fourth is Haymount. 1 fence left to jump in the Wild Sports Grand National. And it is Our Duke out in front for Robbie Power. Coming to the final fence. He's 6 clear. The final fence. And Our Duke is over and clear. Our Duke for the Cooper Family Syndicate. What a year for Jessica Harrington and Robbie Power. The Wild Sports Grand National goes to Our Duke by 10 lengths. Bless the Wings second again. Abolitionist is third. And Thunder of Roses another blinder in fourth. General Principle and Noble Endeavour next.
Well, what a win. What a few weeks it's been for Robbie Power. He's added the Irish Grand National here, his local track, to the Cheltenham Gold Cup and all those other Grade 1 successes that he's had. And how easy was it as well? Our Duke has absolutely demolished them here on his handicap debut, belying his status as just about the least experienced member of the field. Tanked his way up towards the leaders around about the halfway stage. Just had a little fear watching the race whether Robbie was putting him into it a little bit too early, but he obviously had full confidence in the horse beneath him, and from about 4 fences from home, I think you were pretty sure that this fella wasn't going to stop. It was going to take something really special to beat him, and in the end he's just powered away to win with any amount in hand here. Huge win for Jessica Harrington as well. She's obviously having the time of her life at the moment with that Gold Cup win, and now an Irish National to go with it, and many other big race successes this spring as well. She had a treble on the flat at Cork on Saturday. Horses just running out of their skin, with the exception obviously of Jeski earlier on today. But how easy was he going there over the second last? Great jump there. You could tell Robbie Power didn't want to take any chances at the final fence, steadied him into it, and our Duke just popped over it to seal the deal. But he has spread eagle the field here. Probably the last time you'll see this horse running in a handicap. He was a Grade 1 horse, Grade 1 winner coming into the race, and he's proven himself a tip-top chaser here with this effortless win in the 500,000 feature of the afternoon. Gordon Elliott will be thrilled with Bless the Wings. He's got second. Abolitionist running a huge race in third. Thunder and Roses, I think it was, who's come through to grab 4th spot. So we'll have to do the maths there, but I think Gordon Elliott has done okay out of that. Haymount actually looked as though he could play a major part for a while, just crept into contention, but he dropped away in the end. I think Fox Rock has finished 5th and Noble Endeavour 6th. So Gordon Elliott with 100 grand for second there, and a nice bit of money from further back as well. We'll be pleased with that. Rachel Blackmore is just coming back into the number 3 spot, and a huge smile on her face, absolutely thrilled with that effort. You got a feel for Bless the Wings connections. Runner up for the 2nd year in a row. So unfortunate to bump into a real class act like our Duke today. He's run his heart out in 2nd spot, but the winner, who runs to the colours of the Cooper family syndicate, is going to get a huge reception here. Such a popular win. Looked in magnificent condition in the ring beforehand, as I was saying just a few minutes before the race. A real standout, and I would imagine if all goes well, this fella could well be in the Gold Cup lineup with his stablemate Size and John next year. Connections decided to give Cheltenham a miss this time around, when he would have been a huge contender for the RSA chase. But that decision has paid off spectacularly here as he's landed this Easter Monday traditional highlight. A couple of nasty spills on the way around. Manila For You went early and brought down Arbor de Vie. Would have a little bit of a concern about Barry Garrett. He seemed to be in a spot of discomfort on the ground after that fall, though he'd obviously got off the track when they came around the 2nd time. Oscar Knight parted company with Mark Enright down the far side on the 2nd lap. But great moments here for Robbie Power, who's enjoying an Indian summer to his career. Memorable Cheltenham Festival with those 3 wins. Picked up the retainer with the and an Alan Potts team on the back of that, and duly made the most of it at Aintree, where he again carried all before him. And here on board this hugely exciting horse, 9-2 favourite. He's been returned. There was speculation earlier on the day that he could take a bit of a drift, but really, if you had backed him, I think you'd have been in a really good frame of mind from early in the race. He had a lovely position, just tracking the leaders. I say the only slight concern I had watching it was that maybe he'd taken it up a little bit too early, but that man had full confidence in his mount, and that was thoroughly vindicated. Great to see a real class act winning this race again. Obviously the Irish national had a spell where, no disrespect to some of the fields that contested it, but compared to its heyday when the likes of Arkle and Flying Bolt and Brian Ladd were winning it, this was maybe a shadow of its former self. But I think the prize money injection this time around has encouraged horses like Our Duke to be aimed at the race, and hopefully that's something that will continue in the years to come. Bless the Wings, an Abolitionist battling it out for second. Mistake of the last from Abolitionist, possibly making the difference between second and third, but there was only going to be one winner, and Sean, what a winner he was. Our Duke, spectacular.
He was, did it so well, didn't he? Terrific performance from the youngster who's